Redrafting the 2017 NHL Draft. Even though the 2017 draft was only 2 years ago, it wouldn't be too soon to say that the 2017 NHL Draft would turn out drastically different if it was redrafted. What if the 2017 NHL Draft was redrafted? How would that impact the league? Redrafting 2017 NHL Draft. New Jersey Devils draft Elias Pettersson, Philadelphia Flyers get CALE Makar, Dallas Stars draft NYR-Ro Heiskanen, Colorado Avalanche draft Nico Hishier, Vancouver Canucks draft Nolan Patrick, Vegas Golden Knights draft Cody Glass, New York Rangers draft Robert Thomas, Buffalo Sabres draft PHI Mittelstadt, Detroit Red Wings draft Erik Brannstrom, and the Florida Panthers draft Alexandre Texier. LA Kings draft Martin Necas, Carolina Hurricanes draft Nick Suzuki, Vegas Golden Knights draft Filip Chytil, Tampa Bay Lightning draft Callen Foote, Vegas Golden Knights draft Timothy Liljegren, Calgary Flames draft Owen Tippett, Toronto Maple Leafs Michael Rasmussen, Boston Bruins draft Urho Vaakananinen, San Jose Sharks draft Juuso Valimaki, St. Louis Blues draft Gabriel Vilardi, New York Rangers draft Lias Andersson, Edmonton Oilers draft Maxime Comtois, Arizona Coyotes draft Pierre-Olivier Joseph, Winnipeg Jets draft NJ-Elias Pettersson, Montreal Canadiens draft Ryan Poehling, Dallas Stars draft Jake Oettinger, Philadelphia Flyers draft Josh Norris, Ottawa Senators draft Shane Bowers, Chicago Blackhawks draft Henri Jokiharju, Nashville Predators draft Nicolas Hague, and the St. Louis Blues draft Klim Kostin. Since a couple players are now on different teams, that will cause major changes during the 2017-2018 season. In first place in the Atlantic Division are the Tampa Bay Lightning, followed by the Boston Bruins and Toronto Maple Leafs. In first place in the Metropolitan Division are the Washington Capitals, followed by the Pittsburgh Penguins and Philadelphia Flyers. The Columbus Blue Jackets hold the first wildcard spot in the Eastern Conference, and the New Jersey Devils hold the second wildcard spot in the Eastern Conference. Missing out on the playoffs are the Florida Panthers, Carolina Hurricanes, New York Islanders, New York Rangers, Detroit Red Wings, Montreal Canadiens, Ottawa Senators, and Buffalo Sabres. In first place in the Central Division are the Nashville Predators, followed by the Winnipeg Jets and Colorado Avalanche. In first place in the Pacific Division are the Vegas Golden Knights, followed by the Anaheim Ducks and San Jose Sharks. The St. Louis Blues hold the first wildcard spot in the Western Conference, and the Minnesota Wild hold the second wildcard spot in the Western Conference. Missing out on the playoffs in the Western Conference are the LA Kings, Dallas Stars, Calgary Flames, Edmonton Oilers, Chicago Blackhawks, Vancouver Canucks, and Arizona Coyotes. The Washington Capitals and Vegas Golden Knights meet in the Stanley Cup Finals, and the Washington Capitals win the Stanley Cup in 5 games. In the 2018 draft, a few changes occur. Changes to the 2018 draft. Detroit Red Wings draft Quinn Hughes, Vancouver Canucks draft Adam Boqvist, New York Rangers draft Oliver Wahlstrom, and the New York Islanders draft Evgeny Kravtsov. A few trades are made in the 2018 offseason. A 3-team trade is made between the Ottawa Senators, Columbus Blue Jackets, and Vegas Golden Knights. Ottawa Senators get Alexander Wennberg, Timothy Liljegren, Vitaly Abramov, Brandon Pirri, a second-round pick in 2019, and a second-round pick in 2020. Columbus Blue Jackets get Matt Duchene, and the Vegas Golden Knights get Mark Stone. New Jersey Devils trade Jesper Bratt, Will Butcher, and a second-round pick in 2019 to the LA Kings for Jake Muzzin. Philadelphia Flyers acquired Jacob Trouba from the Winnipeg Jets for Shane Gostisbehere and a first-round pick in 2019. Jacob Trouba is re-signed to an 8-year deal worth $8 million per season. The changes made in the 2017 draft will have a huge impact on the 2018-2019 season. In first place in the Eastern Conference are the Tampa Bay Lightning, followed by the Boston Bruins and Toronto Maple Leafs. In first place in the Metropolitan Division are the Washington Capitals, followed by the New York Islanders and Pittsburgh Penguins. The Carolina Hurricanes hold the first wildcard spot in the Eastern Conference, and the Columbus Blue Jackets hold the second wildcard spot in the Eastern Conference. Missing out on the playoffs in the Eastern Conference are the Montreal Canadiens, Philadelphia Flyers, Florida Panthers, Buffalo Sabres, New York Rangers, Detroit Red Wings, New Jersey Devils, and Ottawa Senators. In first place in the Central Division are the Nashville Predators. In first place in the Central Division are the Nashville Predators. In first place in the Central Division are the Nashville Predators, followed by the St. Louis Blues and Dallas Stars. In first place in the Pacific Division are the Calgary Flames, followed by the Vegas Golden Knights and San Jose Sharks. The Colorado Avalanche hold the first wildcard spot in the Western Conference, and the Winnipeg Jets hold the second wildcard spot in the Western Conference. Missing out on the playoffs in the Western Conference are the Arizona Coyotes, Chicago Blackhawks, Vancouver Canucks, Edmonton Oilers, Anaheim Ducks, Minnesota Wild, and LA Kings. The San Jose Sharks and Boston Bruins meet in the Stanley Cup Finals, and the Boston Bruins win the Stanley Cup in 7 games. Since the 2019 draft just occurred, I am not going to make any changes to them. In the 2019 offseason, a few blockbuster trades occur. A 3-team trade is made between the Colorado Avalanche, New Jersey Devils, and Vegas Golden Knights. The Colorado Avalanche get Cody Eakin, Damon Severson, Nikita Gusev, and a second-round pick in 2023. New Jersey Devils get Tyson Barrie and Alex Tuch. Vegas Golden Knights get Pavel Zacha, Shane Bowers, and a second-round pick in 2020. Edmonton Oilers trade Chris Russell, Sam Gagner, and a third-round pick in 2020, Brian Rust, and Marcus Pettersson. LA Kings acquire Radko Gudas from the Washington Capitals for a third-round pick in 2020. New Jersey Devils trade Sammy Vatanen to the Edmonton Oilers for Caleb Jones and a second-round pick in 2022. The Devils retain 20% of Vatanen's contract. New Jersey Devils trade Taylor Hall to the Montreal Canadiens for Jonathan Drouin, Gustav Olofsson, and a first-round pick in 2020. If Taylor Hall re-signs with the Montreal Canadiens, the Devils get an additional first-round pick in 2024. Washington Capitals trade Matt Niskanen to the Dallas Stars for a second-round pick in 2021. With the changes made to the roster, here is a simulation of the 2019-2020 season. In first place in the Atlantic Division are the Boston Bruins, followed by the Tampa Bay Lightning and Toronto Maple Leafs. In first place in the Metropolitan Division are the Washington Capitals, followed by the Philadelphia Flyers and New Jersey Devils. The Pittsburgh Penguins hold the first wildcard spot in the Eastern Conference, and the New York Islanders hold the second wildcard spot in the Eastern Conference. Missing out on the playoffs in the Eastern Conference are the Florida Panthers, Carolina Hurricanes, Montreal Canadiens, Buffalo Sabres, New York Rangers, Columbus Blue Jackets, Detroit Red Wings, and Ottawa Senators. In first place in the Central Division are the St. Louis Blues, followed by the Nashville Predators and Colorado Avalanche. In first place in the Pacific Division are the Edmonton Oilers, followed by the Vegas Golden Knights and Calgary Flames. The Dallas Stars hold the first wildcard spot in the Western Conference, and the Winnipeg Jets hold the second wildcard spot in the Western Conference. Missing out on the playoffs in the Western Conference are the Arizona Coyotes, San Jose Sharks, Anaheim Ducks, Chicago Blackhawks, Minnesota Wild, Vancouver Canucks, and LA Kings. The Philadelphia Flyers and Edmonton Oilers meet in the Stanley Cup Finals, and the Edmonton Oilers win the Stanley Cup in 7 games. The biggest winners in this scenario are the New Jersey Devils, Philadelphia Flyers, Vegas Golden Knights, and Colorado Avalanche. The biggest losers in this scenario are the Vancouver Canucks, Toronto Maple Leafs, St. Louis Blues, and LA Kings. The New Jersey Devils now have a great young core led by Elias Pettersson, Jack Hughes, Jonathan Drouin, Tyson Barrie, Alex Tuch, and Mackenzie Blackwood. The Philadelphia Flyers now have a terrific defensive core anchored by Ivan Provorov, CALE Makar, Jacob Trouba, and Justin Braun. The Colorado Avalanche now have terrific depth at center with the additions of Nico Hishier and Cody Eakin. Vegas Golden Knights have many terrific young players that will add to their depth, including Pavel Zacha, Philip Chytil, and Cody Glass. The Toronto Maple Leafs don't get Tyson Barrie and Jake Muzzin. As a result, their defense isn't as good. The Vancouver Canucks lose Elias Pettersson and are stuck with the injury-prone Nolan Patrick, which will set them back a lot. The biggest takeaway from this scenario is by redrafting the 2017 NHL draft, the whole landscape of the NHL would be drastically different. Next, what if the Minnesota Wild traded Zach Parise and Ryan Suter?